Hey everybody, welcome back. It is the Fantasy Rugby Games. My name is Jared Dyke.
I'm Ben Glauser.
We got some fun stuff to talk about today because we didn't have that much rugby to cover.
No, and there's not really any news coming this week or anything.
Nothing at all. Nothing.
Really not much to talk
Nothing
about.
at all. Nothing. No content to fill this show here. Oh man, yeah, it'll be. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm actually excited because I usually have a client during when that stream's going to be, and they can't. So I was like, yes, I can watch it and not be a dirtbag.
It starts at 7 a.m. our time, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right then.
Last I counted. Okay. Want a drink?
Yeah, I do.
So you want to find us on your favorite podcast apps? Download, rate, review.
You have a bottle.
I do.
It's top stuff.
This is yeah, it's not even a twist off, it's a pop top. Yeah, this is leftover from my shenanigans on Friday night.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. And we still have more. I was like, why did we think we were gonna drink this much? Like, we're not what we once was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We obviously
are now like 3 beers.
Right. Good. Just have a beer.
Yeah.
Okay. Buy our friend, the Fantasy Rugby Geek, a coffee. The man's going to help you guys get over the line coming up here with a lot of finals coming through with FRD. And obviously the final TRM weeks are coming up as well. So get yourself his advice and thank him by buying him a coffee/beer.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of TRM, it's restart weekend this coming weekend. So this will be, this is definitely a good time to go get yourself a TRM upgrade. It only helps restart rugby. And, we talk a lot about the mental health aspect of this and it's needed. So these guys need it big time. So, it'll save somebody, I promise. So go ahead and support that stuff right there. Black Lives Matter. As always on the show, there is no room for racism. I was part of the social media blackout this past weekend and boycott, and I hope the messages are getting through to somebody.
I wish they were. I don't think they are. No,
unfortunately, I think you're right. I think if it's dollars and cents, and that doesn't affect them necessarily. So. People see less ads, I guess, if they're doing something like that. But
that's true.
Unfortunately,
I saw a couple rugby people's reactions and others, European sporting people saying, "Hey, the Twitter feed is a lot quieter without them. Like maybe they're driving the bad stuff." And it's like, no, they're not. You're just seeing more people being asked to them, and you're not seeing So I think the people who decide, because I didn't post anything. I perused. I didn't post. And it's just like I don't think they're getting the right message from it.
No,
this isn't. That's not the way it's supposed to go. You're not supposed to be like, "Hey, I don't miss them at all." It's supposed to be, yeah, let's get rid of the racism. But I don't think
the hate doesn't disappear just because people stop posting that are getting hated on.
Right.
Like that still is in somebody's heart and in somebody's soul. So. Don't be fooled by that shit.
Yeah. I mean, instead we got to talk. Well, see that. Oh wait, we're not gonna. We'll talk about that. Oh, it's not even on the list. Aoetearoa.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Signing with the Crusaders, and everybody's like, and enough. Still, there are people who are like, oh yeah, it's past, it's over. It's like he didn't really atone. Like he didn't do anything.
No, he didn't.
He grew since then. It's like No, you kind of have to show, like, there's got to be some sort of a display of serious display of contrition followed by tangible action to the contrary, not just oh well, that was a long time ago, that was it. Like that's
no. That's not like a misjudgment, which is I believe the words that they used, and I was like, nope, that's not a misjudgment. That's a decision. That is 100% a decision, and something that was within him for a long time. So. Might want to reconsider that idea. Just saying. It's too bad.
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it as long as he
He needs to
really
continue
does
to
something. I don't
grow.
think, yeah.
Yeah, we can't just dismiss him. Like we need. I think eyeballs still need to stay clamped on, and I think he needs to continue to show that he's not a complete
Yeah,
shitbag.
he's on a watch list, right? He's on
Definitely, definitely.
he's on a I've got my stink eye on you, and let's see better.
Please do. Goddamn, dude. Enough of that. On the fun side, we are opening up a second tier of Champions League. If you are interested, please hit up Ben or I. We had some touching things to find out this past weekend about how it's done something for some of these guys, and it does something for us too, especially, like those really dark winter months here. It's like you got to cling to something during the pandemic, and when it's depressing out, and it's like there's not a whole lot to go out and do because it's too freaking cold out, so it did a lot of good for me to hear that some of these guys really clung to this and enjoyed it, to quite an extent, and that it's it brightened their day, certainly. And that, even us sitting here and bantering back and forth can brighten somebody's day is just baffling to me.
Yeah,
but
I was thinking that beforehand. I'm like, this is I mean, it's not therapy, but it is kind of it is in a way. It's like you like an hour or so at the beach or something where it's just like everything else kind of goes away. You can just don't think about rugby.
Don't think about the rest of the universe and some of the misery that exists out there. But yes,
that's the problem with this whole pandemic thing, right? Is that it's not, well, outside from the death and the misery. Yeah,
that whole thing.
The fact that all you can really do is just sit here and think about it.
Right. All you can do is just sit there and turn it over in your head over and over again.
Right.
It's really fucking annoying.
Like I'm going back to practice next week.
Yeah,
we're finally at the vaccination level enough, my family anyway, that I can.
Yeah, right.
And even now I'm like anxious about it, because it's like,
yeah,
shit,
I was too when I started working with the kiddos, and you swing to the side of caution and you come back when you kind of get a sense of the handle of it. That's the way we kind of approached it. So I'm
just not used to being around people now. that's really
true.
All of it too. It's like, go away from me. Like don't me. Fuck you.
Yeah. No, I know hugs can start to come back. It'll be nice. I want a hug. Can't we all just give a hug? But yes, so hit us up, because obviously we'll be playing all 3 FRD competitions along with the 2 TRM competitions.
Yes.
Competitions. Good Lord, I can't talk. I do hope one day we can get back to Rugby Mag Super Rugby. That'd be nice.
That'd be cool.
I'd be game for that. As we talk about player movement, we didn't mention, I didn't have him down because I completely spaced on it. But Matera moving to Christchurch, big one that dropped today. Our favorite Tommaso Allen going to Quins, back to England.
Yeah, my first snide comment on that was to see if it was immediate effect, because I was like, oh, maybe Marcus got the call. But no, it's for next year. So
yeah, it is. But the Italian clubs aren't playing anything worth a damn right now. It's that Rainbow Cup,
right?
Which Sexton got hurt in, which I was like,
yeah,
oops. I mean, I know you play Munster, you want to play, because that's just how it is with that life. But damn, oops, they paid for it later.
They certainly did.
Ruben De Haas is going to go to MLR on loan down to Austin, which already has a pretty stacked back line. So that's kind of terrifying.
Right.
I hate the fact that both Gilgronis and the Giltinas are actually good this year. Like, fuck you, Gilchrist.
Yeah, I don't like him.
I don't either. Like,
I don't like him at all.
Bullshit. But I mean, it's cool to see the teams that are put together, though, at the very least.
Oh yeah, I respect the teams that they're putting together. I just don't like the guy.
Exactly. I'm totally with that. So it'll be good to see De Haas on U.S. soil. I'm sure Gary Gold will enjoy being able to see him in person as well, because Gary Gold's up here. So speaking of, U.S. to play England and Ireland this summer.
Like it.
England in Twickenham, in London, and Ireland at the Aviva Stadium in Dublin. That should be really. I see no downside for the U.S. in this case, really. And
I
you
think
know
the Flames,
the English and Irish teams are obviously going to be a little depleted because
yeah.
they're missing players.
But I like that. Now I like the Americans' chances to not completely embarrass themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah. So which team do you think will be more depowered?
I was going through my England team this morning, or my Lions team this morning, and
Mm-hmm.
I think I had slightly more Irish players than I did English, but not by much. So I think it's going to be a matter of who.
Right. Well, I mean, I still think that if so it'll be Eddie, obviously, making selections for England. So you're still going to see Billy V. You're still going to see George Ford. You're still going to see a lineup on the Irish side. I'm guessing Sexton won't play.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If you're going to do, this is not the team you want to roll them out there. Like Ross Billy Burns should probably both get runs in this. If I was Andy Farrell,
and their front row will be extremely
pretty much like
and the second row.
They're going to be down to bare bones in the forwards. That's because that's where I have most of their guys missing. So then we'll probably see like Jameson, Gibson, Parker, Luke McGrath at 9, maybe Cooney, depending on how much Andy Farrell really values this. Yeah.
Did he survive? I think I saw him get up
the other week. Yeah,
this on the week. Yeah.
I think so. I think he's all right. But for this is good for the product of the MLR and the players that are currently playing in it. There's a lot of guys that are eligible for the U.S. even if they've only come into the U.S. recently because they were either born here or their parents were born here. So it's exciting for them at the very least. I'm really excited to see some like. Our guy Boyle is actually U.S. eligible, so there's stuff like that to shoot for, which is kind of cool. I'm thinking, it's funny. There's one guy that's been disappointing me this year for the MLR, and that is Hammersice with Rugby United New York. I thought he could have been. He's still a monster, but he's just not quite looking like. He's a shoo-in to be in the back row like I thought he would. And that's kind of disappointing. So I was like, so hopefully we have a couple of loose forwards that play for the Free Jacks that are both eligible for the Eagles. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. There's a couple.
Somebody's coming for you. Someone's coming for you, Hammersize. So step up your game, dude. That's all I know. We've mentioned it about 1,000 times already. Big day tomorrow.
What's happening tomorrow?
The Lions will be announced. That thing. Okay. 50 emails have already gone out. Apparently, Marler didn't get one of them.
Right.
Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is.
I'm not surprised. I think especially after that, the little how you doing to Alan Wynn.
Oh yeah, that's right. Tickle.
Yeah, that's. I think that the Lions are prestigious for a reason, right? That's because they try not to take hammerheads like that. So it's
try not to.
I mean, Haskell got called last time, but he wasn't as big a hammerhead. That's the other thing though. So like, I've seen a couple arguments about some people who are like, oh, this guy was on the tour in 2017. How could he just not even be thought of now? It's like, it's not 2017.
It's not anymore. 2017. It was 4 years ago, man. A lot's changed in 4 years.
Right. There's like the players have regressed. Players have progressed. Like it doesn't. Time doesn't freeze. Just because someone was around in 2017 doesn't mean they should even get a look. You get one of those emails.
Exactly. I agree.
You know that Ben Young's got one of those emails and declined.
Yeah, and the fact that he was even considered kind of raised my eyebrows. Like, nope, that's not. You want to beat the Springboks? He is not your 9.
No, he's not.
End of story. Surprises. Is anybody going to be captain besides Alan Wynn?
Maybe Morrow.
Yeah, people are still putting his name in the hat. I think he played himself out of that, unfortunately.
I think so too, but you never know.
Yeah, it's Gatlin.
Again, you think Ben Youngs would have played himself out of the 50?
Yeah, it's true. Do we? So here's the thing: how many guys that have not played international rugby in the last 2 years pop up on that?
That's what I'm interested in seeing. because I think Kerr will be on the squad.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, exactly. I'll put it that way. I wouldn't be shocked if Kerr was. I would be surprised if Simmons isn't.
I think a lot of people will be.
And I would not be surprised if I hype him up all the time. Both of us do. Marcus Smith. I would. He's an outsider. That'd be
that's
one of those,
a bolter right there.
I would be fucking pumped, but not surprised. I'll be disappointed, but not surprised if he doesn't make it.
Yeah, there you go. So here's the thing with Kerr. Like, outside of Garrett Davies, I can't think of nines that I really want in that squad. Like, Connor Murray's probably there because you got to be able to box kick and against this team, and there's not many better than him. So
and he's large.
Yeah, he's a big halfback. He is a big halfback, that's for sure. So and he does, and the two of those two guys there balance each other out quite well between what they do. Yep. So there's that. And then after that, like, is it Ali Price? Probably, maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah, he'd be my fourth. Like, he'd be fourth on my list. So it's like, if Kerr doesn't make it, I hope Ali Price is third.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's not Young. So there's that. And then, the conversation around a couple other shirts, like 10. Nope. 10 should be almost solved at this point. At least your first two names should be Bigger and Finn, without a doubt. If they're anybody else, I think you're fucking out of your mind.
I don't understand the Finn Russell criticizers. I really, so if you're a Finn Russell hater, I guess I hate using that word about that, but if you're down on Finn Russell, let me know why. Because he's just
he brings something completely different to the table that nobody else has.
Right. And like, some of that is a little bit of insanity, and that's fine.
It is. It absolutely is. It totally is. And but that's what you bet on when you have Finn Russell. Like,
and the thing is, when he makes a mistake, he makes up for it. So like,
he forgets it almost immediately. He's very good at that.
But he gets a kick wrong. He's like one of the first chasing it down. He does, like, it's not as though he's, it's a liability. He might do some things that you leave your head scratching, but some of that is he's trying something that he thinks might work. Like, that greatness does that.
Yep.
Sorry.
You're not kidding me. So you pick him because of what that magic moment could possibly be. That's why you pick him,
right?
Because there's nobody else in the world that's going to do it,
right?
Simple as that.
I saw it about Elliot Daly. That's who it was. Who was on the tour in 2017. And it's like, but have you seen him since?
He did not play well. No, that is
I'm seeing way too much Johnny May.
Right.
Way too much Johnny May.
Yeah,
what the fuck does Johnny May do?
He's banged up at best right now anyway. So I'll pass on him. There's so much better talent in the back three than him.
Right.
And like, Liam Williams played himself off the plane. He didn't play very well for the most part.
No.
So he
had some good games when he was, sniffing around Louis Rezamet's wake. But that's
he knew the guy to follow, but in terms of back three,
he hasn't been a bolter in years. He's been a guy who's he's the bomb diffuser. He'll catch that high ball.
Yes, absolutely.
But he's not going to run it back for a try.
No,
like, it's just not his game anymore. I mean,
no, it's not.
Of course, yes, he may do it once in a blue moon, but you need somebody who's going to do it regularly.
I agree. Yep. Like,
I prefer Adams and LRZ for me. Like, those two, yes.
Yeah,
both of them on the plane.
I prefer Watson as like a backup fullback, honestly. So that's.
I've seen people putting him as one of their starting wings, and I'm like, look, I like Anthony
You could,
Watson.
but
I don't get me wrong. I don't. It's not like I'm dissing on him. Yeah, I like him a lot. He's not. He's a backup. He's your reserve outside back at best.
Right, because you can play him in both spots, which is extremely helpful. To bring him on in that. I'd rather bring somebody on than have to shift, because shifting can cause problems.
Right.
Can not always, but can. So yeah, I definitely would like him off the bench. I think he'd be valuable there. So we shall see. Anybody but Alan Wynn as captain will surprise me, honestly.
I agree.
We talk about captains and guys that you would run through a wall for. I think he goes to the top of the list. So.
And that's hugely important in a tour like this, because you're
leadership.
getting everybody together.
leadership big
immediately.
time.
You got to be on the same page, and that's a guy who will get you on the same page.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll get you on the same page, or he'll cuss you out till you are.
Right.
Oh shit. More disappointing news on the other side of it, though. Dave Vessels. Yeah, right, you definitely would. Dave Vessels is out in Melbourne for the Rebels. He'll finish the season, but he's going to look for a new coach. It was a disappointing season for the Rebels to not get to the playoff this year, and I think that he recognized that. And granted, there was no Dan Hilaperi, but there was plenty of talent on this team to make that happen. You know, God, when you have a guy like Matt Tamua, it should definitely happen as many costs as possible. So, yeah, it's disappointing, but there's a vacancy now, so we'll see who fills it, and I think whoever fills it is going to be very excited with what's in front of them with that team. You know, especially once we're out of this whole pandemic bullshit and Melbourne doesn't keep getting shut down every 5 weeks. Poor guys. So that's always shitty. And then right to Super Rugby. Trans-Tasman starts next week. Obviously, we have the week of finals this coming week. But yeah, next week we're going to go back to Trans-Tasman and see some teams playing each other that haven't played each other for a while.
I'm looking. Yeah, these are teams that are going to have a proper bash up because colors they haven't seen in a while. That'll be fun, especially the styles. I'm really interested in seeing how they match up.
Yep. Totally agree.
Because the Australian teams are much improved, even the Force.
Right.
And some of the New Zealand teams are kind of actually all of the New Zealand teams are potentially vulnerable. I mean, we've seen the Crusaders have a shit here and there this season too. So there's nobody perfect.
Nope.
So any of these teams could step up and win. So that's going to be fun to see. Yeah,
it'll be very, very interesting to say the least. Let's go to Aotearoa, the one match that really didn't mean well. Neither one of them meant shit for shit. Nope. But let's be real about this. I can promise you, none of these teams took it lightly. But it was a good one for my Hurricanes. I enjoyed that thoroughly. Yes, that's much better. Although Ben O'Keefe's still a helmet, but that's a different story for a different day.
Can I give a little piece of unsolicited advice to the rugby community? Don't piss off Dane Coles.
No, never, ever.
Once, maybe. Twice? No, don't do it.
Don't do it.
What were you thinking? You got away with it the first time. He got carded the ironic thing is he wouldn't have gotten carded if he didn't kind of keep going at the other guy.
Who was Mitch Hunt? He will eat you, dude.
Right. But it's like Hunt then struck back, and that was okay. So he evened him up. But it's like you wouldn't have had a card in the first place. But either way, you pissed him off.
Colsey, yeah, we're just having a little bit of fun.
And then you call for a captain's review because he tripped over a guy while he's being held in a
right. It's like there's nothing there, man.
There's nothing there, dude. Your guy was holding it. Oh, by the way, not only that, but it's a penalty on your guy.
Yeah, it was. That was the most brilliant captain's review ever. It wasn't so bad that it was like wrong. It was so wrong. It went a penalty the other way. Like, and then that is the worst captain's review I've seen so far.
Leads directly to a Dane Coles try. So there you go. Great work there.
Yeah, and he just smiled. He didn't get up and say anything. He just smiled and said, that's right, biatch. Oh man, that was fun. But there was a lot of good. This is the good of the Hurricanes that we saw. Ruben Love poster eyes, Ash Dixon sliding across like no. Dixon knew he was fucked as soon as he started going. He's like, I am totally going the wrong direction. And Ruben Love just like, yeah, I'll take that cap. Bye. Right. I mean, good on. I'm glad to see Ruben Love like start to express himself a little bit more. He did a lot wrong, but this match he kind of fixed it. He started rough in this one, and then he fixed it. So good on him, and that's a sign of a professional right there. So happy for the boy.
Yeah, I think you're happy for your future too, because that's good hands with him.
That was brilliant. Yeah, I thought that second half was his best half of rugby he's played for a while.
Speaking of which, of being in good hands with someone young, what the number was it 11? He's okay. What's his name?
Are we talking Rayasi?
Sounds right. I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
so we're talking about Rouse. He's fucking
and
ridiculous.
I said it when Tia and
Van Vick.
and Ben Bick were both gone. This was his opportunity, and I'm glad he's finally kind of come to and taken it. So good on him. There was a side of Devin Flanders I've never seen since I started watching this year. But good on him. That was a nice little run there, and the youngsters are just got it done. Yosei, the backup coming on, that was really good stuff from him.
All right.
So the future is bright in Wellington. I was really excited about this. Highlanders gave it a go, and this was not like a pushover like it looks like on the scoreboard. But yeah, I mean the Hurricanes were just too much in the end. So that's how she goes. I was glad to see Scuds back on the field for the Highlanders. It was sad he wasn't on the field for the Hurricanes, but it was good to see him back just the same though, because that boy needs a break for sure, and not a literal one, because that dude had a rough go.
Yes.
Glad to see him now. So yes, it was a good win for the Hurricanes to close out Aotearoa week off, and then we go into Trans-Tasman for that. Sam Gilbert was the last person I wanted to mention. I was like, I know those numbers for Highlanders. Again, another one that's kind of had it rough, but got himself over the line. He looks good if he can stay healthy. So another youthful back three player in New Zealand. Shocker. Speaking of, let's go over to the Blues and the Chiefs. This was not outside of what we expected, but Chiefs kind of made it fun for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean that they're always going to. I mean, there's enough on the field to do that, but it was never going to last.
It's always going to be tough.
Yeah, so especially against the pretty full noise Blues team. I look, that was kind of they did the job, right? They finished the game, no injuries that I know of.
No.
So
I remember,
there. Job done.
Yeah, exactly. We did see a youthful debut for Zarn Sullivan. There's something else there. I was like, oh, this guy's actually quite good. And a leg on the kid. My goodness. I was like, okay, just tweak the sights on that boot just a wee bit, and it's going to be bad news for a lot of people.
That out. It'll be okay.
Yeah, so that was really good from the. I'm glad the Blues kind of just decided, you know what, we're not going down shitty like this. We're gonna do it. So good on them. Adrian Cho got over the line and could not seem to keep that stitch fucking cleared up.
Yeah,
he was bloody every 5 seconds. I was like, what are you doing, man? Somebody's got to take care of that.
That's right. I was doing the trying to do the sheet for this game. And I just looked at it and I was like, oh, that's right, because it's all and I was like, wait, who actually went in for him? Like, when was the actual substitution? Not a blood sub. When was the actual 54? Yeah,
he finally came off.
It was like 3 times in and out, and it's like, that's right.
Really annoying. Really annoying.
Could not stop leaking.
Yeah, gotta keep that thing plugged, man. So it's a happy ending for the Blues, and Chiefs get to move on to this weekend against the Crusaders. Should be very interesting. And again, like we said, Trans-Tasman is going to be so much fun to watch. Just lots of good footy going on here. So I'm looking forward. And we should also mention there was a Super Rugby history before that Blues and Chiefs match with the Blues and Chiefs women playing.
Yes.
And that's again more good news for the sport. Men, women doesn't matter. That's great news for the sport. So exactly. I was very excited to hear about that, and sounds
the
lights
like didn't go out in the second half.
Fucking hell! I heard about that. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
And the Chiefs ladies took it to him, so that was also good to see. But that was what? They're like that. Are they going to actually fund a women's Super League now? Is this
with this potential with this investor coming through? It could.
Okay. Did it show that there's enough interest in it? Because it seemed like the stadium was pretty rocking for it.
It was pretty full, so that's awesome.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see. I hope so. Again, there's a lot of goods and bads that come with the Silver Lake deal that's potentially coming through New Zealand. You could do a whole podcast on that. this will be the good, probably, is that they could fund a women's league with the money coming in. So that would be nice. So if there's an upside to look at it, there's a lot of downside to it at this point. If there's an upside to look at it, that is one of them. So let's go over to Champions Cup semifinals. This was a bit of an arm wrestle to start, but then Toulouse started to play like Toulouse. So that was the good thing, at least.
Yeah, well, you start to take DuPont's pants off and
so much bum. That was a whole lot of moon.
That was great. And then I found the Will Ferrell from what was it? Wedding Crashers, when he's doing the hand raising. As soon as I saw that, I was like, yep, that's exactly how I feel right now. So much Anton Dupont bomb. I love it.
That was a whole lot of ass right there, man. Oh shit.
Damn, it turned, like, I was about to say it turned him on, but yeah, no, it kind of did. He was
kind of did. Yeah, I know. He's a little mini one there.
Don't get French people naked. Unless you're getting down to business, because damn, he got down to business after that.
Yeah, he did. I haven't. So there's this redder than red card on Marchand, and I haven't seen it yet, and I can't say I've looked for it hard. I didn't see it live, so I can't say I know exactly what's going on, but sounds like he's going to be in big trouble and miss potentially the rest of the season. If not, he's at least missing the final.
Yikes.
Yeah. I didn't see it.
Was that from this match? No.
Mm-hmm.
What? Fuck. What? I didn't.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea what it is, but apparently, yeah, I think it was Warburton and O'Driscoll both said, yeah, that's about as red gets.
Okay. I don't recall that, but it's been a long week.
So if you're listening to this and I still haven't found it yet, please, please, and with sugar on top, can you send me the damn thing? Because I have no idea what the hell it is. I can't find it for the life of me for whatever stupid reason. Maybe I'm just that stupid, which is a possibility.
It's possible. I don't
know. Here we go.
He was substituted out.
Yeah, he was. Let's see if I can find it here. In any case, though, it sounds like, God damn it. Nope. Guess I can't see it. Well, all right. Somebody find it for me and send me, please. I will continue to do my best to find it. But yeah, so anyway, yes. Anton Dupont took over the game. Shocker of the day. No idea. No idea how he didn't win.
Oh, it wasn't punished. That's the thing. It wasn't red carded.
No, it wasn't.
But yeah, I do remember that.
Okay.
It was I think he had the forearm came out and rode up to the head.
Okay.
I didn't see it as card worthy. Maybe penalty worthy, maybe. But no, I think that was a way overstatement. That now I remember it. I saw the image of him going into the time. I'm like, oh no, I remember them looking at that over and over again. And I was like, just rides up. Like, yeah, if it was one thing, if it went straight to the head, but it didn't. It went, was at chest level and then slid up as the tackle went on.
Yeah. Assuming
I'm remembering it correctly through the beers.
That whole thing. To Bordeaux's credit, this was a tough match for them with all the goings-ons in their camp, with COVID hitting them pretty hard, it sounds like. So to their credit, they really, really put in a shift, but Toulouse just was always too much for them with Intimac, and I don't think anybody's going to deny it with Dupont being the best player in the world right now.
Right, and Intimac's up there too. So, it's
it's always going to be tough.
And Jalibert played very well.
Yep, always going to be a tough one for them. So the Toulousians will move on and try and put another star onto that shirt of theirs.
Oh, I think I was wrong about the hit by Marchand anyway, but whatever.
Okay, well, there you go. Even better.
No, yeah, I'm trying to, now I'm looking it up and I'm like, no, now I don't remember what that was then. Fuck.
Damn. So let's go over to La Rochelle and Leinster, and one of the shocks of the tournament, probably. honestly. Multiple time champion Leinster getting upended by first time semifinalist La Rochelle in quite convincing fashion.
So here's, I have to bring this up because it's been a bugaboo of mine about the fucking penalty kicking. But to go back to what you said too, La Rochelle major underdog here, and they played this game fucking perfectly tactically, right? Stay in it. That's all they had to do is stay within 7 points, because you never know at the end what might happen. They just kept kicking penalties when they had to, when they got the chance for points. But that's what you do when you're the underdog, right? Leinster, I thought, went for posts too many times early. Like they already had their try early on.
Right.
At that point, what are you kicking for posts twice? Just go for the go for corner. You're better than them, and especially in the lineout. So that La Rochelle just played this perfectly as an underdog. Speaking of playing perfectly, what about our large gentleman friend on La Rochelle?
Skelton. Oh my God,
Skelton.
Yeah, it was. It was mixed feelings because obviously he was our guy, and really happy for the guy to continue to see success since he's won first moved to Saracens and now moved away.
Yep.
This is a guy that you just got to feel good about in terms of who he is and the work he's put in to make himself a better player. So I was ecstatic that he got himself that final try as well. Yep. I was like, yes, go big fella.
And he drove Aldrit over also.
Right.
He's like, he took Aldrit. He's like, you're not getting stopped. I'm just fucking.
There's a lot of weight behind that one. Good luck.
We're moving you forward a little bit.
Yeah, it was. It's that's a big mess to freaking handle right there between him and Aldrit. Yeah, absolutely. And you saw. We saw a big shift put in, and we haven't mentioned him yet. Unai Antonio for La Rochelle just put in a massive shift as a prop, and just they needed him for every minute possible, and he really did. The 67 minutes he was in were, jeez, they got their money's worth out of him for that one. So. He had a hell of a shift, so kudos to him. I was very impressed with the way he played.
He competed extremely well in the scrum against Lions. So
yep. And that's not to say nothing, And on the other side, they had Danny Priso as well, and they talk about Bougarry and how he's so far down the pecking order at hooker for France, but he's still so quality. So it's like, damn. It's really hard to hate it. And, Victor Vito, just, he's former World Cup winner, and just, that's a lot to handle right there. So this is going to set up a tasty final. I hope it's a little bit more open than it was than the first two French matches this past weekend being the exception.
I was thinking that
this weekend.
This one, even this past weekend. There was
a little bit,
Still no tries. There were two tries. Sorry, there were two tries. I was thinking that
Labelle and Dupont got over.
Bordeaux just never really threatened for a try. So.
No, I'm almost wondering if that was more to do with Bordeaux than it was to do with it being an all French team. So that's a possibility as well in my head, at least.
Fair. So, I was getting sick of the kicking for points, except in the French matches, except in this match, because I was like, no, this is what I understand. I can put that on the back burner to understand. This is how La Rochelle has to stay in it. So
stay in it until you can push them over the edge. And they did. Good on them. That was a lot. So La Rochelle and Toulouse play at Twickenham. Will be interesting with 10,000 fans. So that'll be nice to at least get some fans in the building.
I wonder if they can get Brace to referee this one, so at least one French team might like him.
Oh God! Oh no! Please no! Nope. Just please no. There's so much no there. So much. There's a big nope salad on that one right there. That's for sure. Oh, all right. So the Free Jacks return to the LA Coliseum and have a much better time this past weekend.
I like this trip a lot better.
I do too. I mean, let's be real. The Guiltinis are nobody to fuck with, but it was a lot better off. Polland, Fife, Wakanabow until he got hurt. Really good stuff from them. We saw, it was the one thing I will say was disappointing was Aoetearoa, it was his first start. He's still converting to hooker. Like, I think people need to understand that he was a loose forward before the Free Jacks decided they were going to make him a hooker. And I think Seattle had intentions on making him as a hooker as well before he signed with us. So he's still learning the whole, like, got to throw the line out well thing as a hooker. So to his credit, though, in the loose, he's very valuable, but he's just got to sort out that whole line out situation thing.
And look, he's not alone.
No.
You can be a professional hooker at the highest level of play and still not be able to throw a line out very well.
Seems it, right?
I don't know why that's a thing, but it's not that hard. I don't get it. I don't like, if you're a professional athlete, yeah.
That's part of your job, man. Do it.
Right.
That's part of your job.
Practice it. Just like, I wasn't great at it at first. So like, fucking Anthony had me before practice. Like, I want you throwing 30 lineouts, 30 past 30 just before practice. That's it.
Yeah. Get some reps in, man.
Right.
Yeah. Get those reps in.
So 60 a week outside of training, and fucking started nailing them. So it's
That'll help. Okay.
The pressure's all mental. You got to get it right first, though.
Yes, it's definitely a lot of mental. And Conradi smashed. Was it Iglesias right from the get go and made him have to come off? I was like, ooh, that's a lot of weight right there. He smoked him. I was like, oh, that looks like it hurt a lot. No, thank you. Hard pass on that one. Hard pass. So it was a much better result out in LA for the Free Jacks. And it made me a hell of a lot happy going into this weekend where they're coming back home. Elsewhere, the Guiltini smashed again. Shocker of the day. They put it to Old Glory, 47-17. NOLA won, beating Toronto, who was on fire. I couldn't believe that scoreline. I was like, what?
I'm rooting for Toronto in that matchup.
I definitely was.
I'm not a fan of New Orleans right now.
Makes two of us. And then New York came back big time. I was watching part of this match, Seattle and New York, Seattle's first home match for a while. I was shocked that Seattle were playing so well. Ross Neal was having a day, but New York stormed back. Dylan Fawcett was a big part of it. So I think we can put him on the tour over to Europe coming summer. Not as the starter, but definitely as the backup. No question about that. Joe T's got that job sewn up. So here we go. Let's roll over to the starts and the sits. I think I lead off. Yes, I do. Crusaders and Chiefs in the final Super Rugby. For the Crusaders, David Havili, an outside back playing midfield, is not ideal, but he still finds ways to get fantasy value. So I'm okay with playing him, even though that's where he's playing, especially playing at 12. That's usually a little, but you're going to do that. You're playing David Havili. Trust me, he'll find it.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
Crusaders front row, got to play these guys. Taylor has been on fire and live with the consequences of the other props in front rows. Trust me, I think it'll pay off just fine. Of the loose forwards for the Crusaders, there's not a lot to love. Vetu Douglas is the guy that you want out of that, though, so you can probably play him and feel okay with it. For the Chiefs, Peter Gus playing pretty well for his club last few weeks.
Scoring pretty well. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
So he's probably okay. I give him a big thumbs up. Anybody in the back three for this Chiefs right now seems like he's got a shot. So I would play any of them as well. Especially if D-Mac's at fullback, he's only going to help set them up.
Yeah, he will.
Brad Weber, I love him, but this is not his favorite venue. Last time they went there, he had, I think he had minus points. So that's not great. Mm-hmm. So don't expect his usual numbers. You're probably going to play him because there's very limited options, but if you have somebody to alternate with him, like if you have both him and Aaron Smith, one, fuck you. Yeah. Two, you're not Aaron Smith. The other guy, Tate McDermott. Sorry. I don't know why I said Aaron Smith. Yeah. I have no idea why I said Aaron Smith actually. But if you have both of those guys, you're probably playing Tate over him. Similar styles, but I think Tate is more productive this week.
Oh, definitely. Across the pond, different pond, but still a pond. Reds versus Brumbies, rocking it out for their championship. Again, you're going to be starting people because you have to, but there's a lot of good stuff to have in this match. So the Reds front row, Fraser McRae, Harry Wilson, James O'Connor, Jock Campbell, Hamish Stewart, and Bryce Hegarty. I think all of them should score pretty well. Like you know, other people you might be sweating a little bit. You're pretty happy. On the Brumbies side, their front row, Nick Frost has been scoring pretty decently, and plus I like his name a lot. I love this. Rob Valentini.
And Samu's hurt, so he's probably going to play 8.
Right, and even if he was not playing 8,
still worth it.
Fucking beast. Lola Sio, obviously.
Sure.
And the Tom Wright, Tom Banks. I'm done with the Andy Muirhead stuff.
Right. I agree.
He let me down.
Put him down. Put him down. All right. Start of the week. This guy and his unit have been absolutely unstoppable this year. Even in their lone loss this year, they put in a pretty damn good shift. So with big prizes on the line, I think they'll step up big time. So my start of the week for week 11 of Super Rugby, aka the finals week, is Alex Maffey in the Reds front row.
All right, I like it. I'm going with similar concept that this guy just fucking has rocked it all year. Even when he hasn't, he's still fucking rocked it. And he's going to score a bunch of points because I think he'll get a bunch of opportunities. Will Jordan.
Yeah, I contemplated him saying start of the week too, so I'm glad we didn't end up on the same page.
I thought I felt like you were leaning in that direction because, like, I was thinking that whole unit, George Bridge, Sevu Reese, that whole unit's
finding Anuka when he has to play out there. Yep,
right. But Will Jordan's going to crush it, and so I thought you were going there, and so that you did the reverse over to the exact opposite.
No, thankfully not. My sit of the week. Last time this guy visited this opposition, he had minus points on the board, though a card did the bulk of the damage there. I'm still not feeling good about this venture into Christchurch this time. So this time around, so with that, my sit of the week is Brad Weber.
Okay, well now you really, everybody out there, you got to know you start Brad Weber this week because he's my sit of the week as well. Not just because of that, but also because the Crusaders are number 1 in the comp
against halfbacks.
So
that'll do it.
Like, just not a good matchup for him, and not a good venue for him.
Nope.
Which means
a whole lot of bad.
We both say sit him, which means start him.
Yeah, right. It seems to be the opposite lately. Oh, shit. All right, up to the Prem Friday night. Sale versus Leicester. Leicester are 4th and 5th in TRM and FRD in points against per match, believe it or not.
That's what I look forward to on Friday afternoon.
Yeah, this is going to be a black hole match, I think. I'm going to be glad I'm practicing with the kiddos at this one. Rumors are swirling around that Tui could be back soon. Plug and play if he's there. Yep. Cameron Neal, I like the look of him. He's eligible at hooker and flanker, so play him if he's starting. On the other side of the coin, Kovas Vs not doing bad in TRM, but very, very droppable in FRD. Playing lock as a loose forward. A whole lot of bleh on that one. Sailor top 2 in TRM and FRD points against. See previous statement about black hole. Phrasing. Leicester. Ellis Genge, highly owned player, probably the most highly owned player for Leicester right now. 1,000% worth the play. Do it. Luke Wallace doesn't play every match, but when he does, he's not too expensive, and he typically produces well. So I'd give him a go. Zach Henry, as much as I like the kid, Ford's back. Yeah, and I don't see him getting a whole lot of playing time. He's highly owned right now, so I never mind. Ditch him, get rid of him. He's done. So just get rid of the kid. I love him, but no.
All right, over to the Saturday matches. Northampton versus Gloucester, which could end up being a points fest. Not sure. It depends a lot on the lineups, and which Gloucester team shows up. Otherwise, it'll just be a points fest in one direction. On that note, the Saints, their front row players, the Gloucester are the worst in both formats against the front row props and hookers, all of them. So Saints front row players. Matt Avesi would be a good look this week.
I like Sam Abbasi.
Right. Me too. Lewis Ludlam, Tamana, Harrison, whoever's at 10 for the Saints, not sure, because
could be Grayson, could be Bigger.
A little ouchy.
Yeah, I think Bigger had a little boo-boo.
Pierce, Francis, and Hutch will be fine. The back three should be amazing. Hold off on the locks because Gloucester are actually pretty good against locks.
Hopefully Asikwe's playing flanker then in my case.
Yeah. For Gloucester, their front row, Val Rapava-Ruskin's been a big scorer. Although he just got carded, he's going to probably be banned. I didn't think about that. Singleton, yes. Slater, yes. Sit the flankers and 8 unless it's Ben Morgan at 8 because I fucking love Ben Morgan and I hope he's back soon.
Yeah, we all do.
Evans and Barton. Saints are better against 10s, but they're still giving up points. And the centers and back three, it depends on who's starting. I'm not going to.
Yeah, really. It's really a crapshoot in that one.
Yeah.
I agree. Exeter and Worcester. Worcester are dead last in both formats. Snack time.
Mm-hmm.
Exeter. Josh Hodge, despite having the week off, we still may see some rotation for the Chiefs. And if he's in, that's got to be a go for him for sure. Another guy that might see rotation, Richard Capstick. Also, he's probably the best back rower not named Sam Simmons at that club. So if he's in, play him.
Yeah, yep, I agree.
Building on the previous statement, Jack Vermeulen, by hook or by crook, Worcester aren't too bad against loose forwards, and I think he loses out in TRM. So that's a nope for me. Bench probably on TRM, honestly, because he still may score you some points.
Yeah.
Exeter, middle of the pack in TRM and top 4 in FRD. Who knew? Let's see if we can find somebody for Worcester worth a damn. Francois Hugard, if you tried to get cute last time out, you learned your lesson. Get him in your team. That hat trick made a lot of people kick some friggin' furniture, I promise you.
Yeah, he was on my bench, so okay.
Well, that's not too bad. At least you mitigated that ouch.
Right.
Niall and Net. Exeter aren't too tough against hookers, and he's obviously Worcester's best one. Go for it if he's in the lineup. On the other side of the coin, Benter, I like him when he plays, except this week. Exeter are tough up the middle, and I think Lawrence takes the lion's share of the points anyway. Maybe bench for TRM, sit him anywhere else.
On to Newcastle versus Irish. Could be another potential black hole match, depending on which Irish team shows up. For Newcastle, George McGuigan, maybe Logo. The Irish are okay against front rows, but then those guys can score every so often. McGuigan is, I'd be more comfortable with him than
100%.
Because he's been too mercurial. Greg Peterson, because you got to rep the Eagle. Sit the centers and be careful with Tom Penny, because the Irish are pretty decent against backs. The Newcastle are the worst team against forwards. So, your usual suspects for the Irish, the front row, Mafia, if he's back, Simmons, either way, Blair Cowan. And I'm going to go with a start for Albert Tuisui this week. He's been recently, and he's been much improved, I'd say, as running in space of late. Of course, that has a lot to do with the fact that Curtis Rona, Ali Hassel-Collins, Ben Loader, and Parton are all running amazingly in space, and that frees it up for him. But yeah, start all those guys.
Yeah, there you go. Bath and Bristol, the big one for these two teams. Bristol remain number 1 in points against in both formats. Bath do have some things to say about it, though, in this week, I would say. Josh McNally, not too expensive, flanker and second row eligible. Decent score. Bristol aren't terrible, are tough against second rows, but there's always one that's going to score you the points. I think McNally's the guy. Talupe Falatau has been in incredible form since he's moved to that 6 shirt. Bears aren't that strong against flankers, so I'd give him an absolute go. First time he's been worth his money for a while in TRM. On the other side of the coin, JJ, assuming he's healthy, I'd still avoid him. Bristol are not fun to play against up the middle, especially if Ciali Pietau's in the lineup. Bath, surrendering plenty, second to last in both formats in points against. This will be fun for the Bears. Dan Thomas or Jay Keenan, both of them are fine this week by far, and they're not too expensive in TRM, so I'd give them a thumbs up. Ed Holmes, same thing, not too expensive, off the radar, all these guys, so they could be good outside plays that get you that little edge, because we're starting to come to the business end of the whole thing here too. You start making up ground, or either that or just freaking try and keep the ground you got one way or the other. Any of the Bristol props I would not even touch right now. Maybe St. Clair, but that's it. Bath are really strong against props. Bubbles makes the front row for Bristol and FRD a playable thing.
On to the final match of the week, Harlequins versus Wasps could actually be the best also. Because there's the Wasps may have sorted their shit out. Who knows? We'll find out a little bit more this week. For the Quins, they're the front row, and Baldwin and Lowe for TRM should score some decent points. I'm hoping Louise is back, because losing Evans is going to be harsh. If they don't have something coming back the other way.
Right.
But as always, Dombrant, Kerr, Smith, yup. And then pretty much the rest of the back line. As much as Fekitoa will be an immense defender, I think there's just too much firepower for him to even contain.
Especially if Le Bourgeois is the other center.
Right. It's going to be a little hard there. On the other side, Wasps front row is a go, but I mean, you got to figure Barbari's back at some point soon, hope so. At least on the bench, which this is more than enough to make that front row in FRD worth it. Obviously, Barbary himself. It'll be interesting to see what happens to them without Launchbury around.
Hopefully Gaskell's healthy.
Yeah. So I'm just not sure about what to do outside of the front row on the Wasps side. Robson, yes. Umaga, maybe back.
We'll find out. I think this will be the match. We'll find out.
So he's more of a TRM. Give him a go. I'd keep him relegated to the bench at most in TRM. And then Fekitoa has actually been scoring pretty decently. So he's moved into a give him a start, and then the back three. I'm guessing that'll feature in Kibarigi,
Odogwu, something like that.
Yeah, they'll be around. Although it would be awesome if they went Fekitoa and Odogwu at 12-13. But I'm just saying.
Lee Blackett, listen.
Just saying.
Start of the week. This guy has found his form once again and become a fantasy asset, and it's only benefited his club. He's playing one of the worst defenses fantasy-wise, and it should make for an easy day with points galore. Since picking Sam is too easy, not that I'm beneath that, my start of the week for round 18 of the Prem is Exeter's captain and fly half Joe Simmons.
There you go. My start and sit of the week are coming from one match. And it'll be actually opposite numbers potentially. So a little theme there. And because the defenses are night and day, and the players themselves are kind of night and day as it comes to scoring regularly. My start of the week is Andy Urin versus Bath.
Nice.
And I'm just going to do the whip around real quick, because my sit of the week is Ben Spencer versus Bristol.
Yeah, it's a tough go for Ben Spencer, unfortunately, as well as he's played.
Right.
Yeah, really
it's just I don't see the points coming this week from that position against that team.
No, tough sledding. My sit of the week actually comes from that same match. I really enjoyed this guy's rise to the rankings, but things get messy for him this week. Unfortunately, he seems a wee bit lost without his partner in crime as well, and his matchup, as I said, is awful. Again, I love him, but my sit of the week for round 18 in the Prem is England and Bath tight head Will Stewart.
Yeah,
Stewart.
He's not going to have his buddy.
Nope. For a while.
For a good while.
At that. So, oopsie daisy. And since they lost that match, then that ban bleeds more into the Prem.
Right.
Because he was going to be suspended for the final if they got there, but instead it's just going to be an extra match in the Prem. So that sucks. Oops. Oops, big time. Quick whip around in the Champions League. Let's see. Super this past weekend. I believe I actually finally won, and I'm off the basement. Yes, I did. I beat Mark. Ben unfortunately lost a pillow fight to Justin. Wow. This was something we thought was going to happen in the chat. Anton tonked George. Oof. That happens. And then the Carrick man was able to pick up the win against Duncan. Coming up this week. Let's see. I have Anton. Maybe he'll have less guys. Carrick's playing Justin. You've got Mark, and then Duncan and George are going at it. Oh, did you? And you? Oh, you didn't. You didn't make it to the final. That's right.
No, I didn't.
We
I
have
lost
our.
by
We have
less
our.
than a point, I think.
Yeah, we have our finalists in the Champions Cup game, and also the battle for who doesn't want to be last, which is me and Garrick. And I've got nobody, although he has less than nobody, so I at least have DuPont.
There you go. That might be enough to win.
Yeah, and Duncan and George are going to go at it for all the marbles in the top points. Everybody else that didn't advance beyond this round, their rankings have been determined. I'm gonna calculate them in a minute. But yeah, those have already been determined. And in the Prem this week, we have George going against Carrick, Duncan against Justin, Mark against Anton, and you and me do battle, sir.
For the dollar.
Yeah, for the dollar. And also, I am fucking hopefully getting into. Yeah, it's that last spot. It's my spot for the last spot for yeah, I think I currently have it. Justin's in the fight for it. Myself, outside shot for you, but you need a lot of help.
I need a lot of help.
And then George could also potentially upend me as well. So, but if I win, I take care of business.
Yep,
all is good. So hopefully that's what I'm hoping for.
I'm hoping I win and get help.
Yeah, but Carrick is locked in, as well as Anton and Mark are also locked in 2 places in the playoffs. So it'll be very interesting. Also, if you didn't see, FRD's moved a playoff week. They bumped it back because the match is getting switched around for the home, and the attendance. Unfortunately, sucks. I really wish they would fix that. FRD being the ones that probably need to fix that. We talk them up and then they go and do that shit. Right. What are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do? So let's go to the pick M's. We didn't pick anybody different last week, so nothing changes. I'm still 2. I think I'm 2 behind you. Yeah, I'm 2 behind you. Phrasing. Okay. All right. Crusaders and Chiefs. Are you gonna take your Chiefs?
No.
Yeah. Crusaders have been here, done that.
Just business.
Yeah. Crusaders have been here, done that. Other side of the Tasman, Reds, Brumbies.
Reds.
Yeah, Reds. Over to the Prem, Sale and Leicester.
Sale's
home. That's the one thing that's going to save me on that one. Northampton, Gloucester. I'm going to take the Saints.
Me too.
Yeah. Exeter, Worcester. Okay, never mind. Moving on. Newcastle, London, Irish. Yeah, I'm going to take the Exiles, although I won't be surprised if Newcastle sneak up and win this one. But yeah, I think if the better Irish team shows up, there's no way Newcastle keeps up.
Right.
So there's that. Bath, Bristol bounce back. Yeah. Quins and Was. I'm going to back the best player in this match, which is Marcus Smith. So I'm going to take Quins.
Yeah, I mean, even if you go to the second best player, it's
probably Danny Care.
Yeah. Okay, if you go to the third best player,
it's Don Brandt.
Yeah.
So never mind.
There you go.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
You might get Odagu at 4, but
yeah, maybe you sneak him in there. Maybe you could sneak that in there.
To be fair, that's all I can do. I could just to argumentative. We'll make the argument. That's about it. I wouldn't push it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
This is like you said, this is good therapy for me, especially the kids have got me right out straight, and I enjoy the fuck out of coaching these kids, but I am just like I am a sack of shit when I come through the door at night. Yeah. I am done. I am so spent. So this is always good therapy, and just to be able to have a laugh. Always good to have a crack. Make sure that you download, rate, review. We want to know where you found us. But yeah, review us as well. Like, send us your thoughts, because we want to know how to make this better. Because guess what? We'll be back next season. We promise. So we want to know feedback and what you guys think and all that crap, and we'll take it into account and so on. Get your TRM upgrades. Buy Fantasy Rugby Geek Coffee. Fantasy Rugby Podcast at gmail.com. We'll do start sit sheet for the Prem at the end of the week here. Yeah, and tweet at Ben and I if you have anything else to add or just want to annoy the shit out of us, whatever your cup of tea is. We're here for the fun just the same.
Yeah, I do enjoy the Friday morning banters with it.
Oh yeah, love that. Love the banter about everything, even if we're wrong.
Yeah, we'll give you the because here's the thing, we're not there to tell you what to do. We're there to make sure you're as informed as you can be when you make your choice. I try to make sure, when somebody asks me who I would start, I'll give them the answer and I'll tell them why. But at the same time, hey,
it's your decision still.
But the idea is to here's the information that is going into why we would choose certain players over others. So
right.
Yeah. Sometimes then if it worked perfectly every time, you wouldn't really.
Oh, hell no. We are definitely not perfect. That is for damn sure. If you thought that, then you are sorely mistaken there, my friends.
Because in the end, you're one Sam James interception away from why the fuck didn't I start Sam James? Because you don't know if that's going to happen or not.
You don't want to bank on that shit. You can no way. You don't bank on that shit. You don't chase that type of crap, man.
Right.
Oh, that's not why you do it.
Oh, yeah. And this guy, why wouldn't I start him? Well, because most of his points come from a couple games when he has a big, when he's coming off the bench. So you can't
you don't want to bank on that
overall score as meaningful. So yeah, whatever.
100%. So, but we do appreciate you guys when you tweet at us, because it just makes it a more fun day for us. So we do enjoy it when you guys get at us. So in that case, get at us. Other than that, we will catch you guys next week, and we will have 2 new Super Rugby champions, and we'll be starting to talk about the Tasman, and we'll have an idea of who's in FRD finals and all that shit as well. So thank you.
And we'll have a reaction to the Lions.
Yeah, that's right. We'll have our overreaction, although I could probably overreact to every name that gets called tomorrow, just about. So we'll see. But we'll find out just the same. Thanks for hanging out with us. Listen over there. You with the pipe. Knock it off. We'll catch you guys next week, and we appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. Thanks a lot.
Later.
Cheers.